Imperfect, fire, messy,
We're here. We're on the final one before Petal, and I'm so excited. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud of us. We are getting through it. I didn't know. I knew I was gonna have to, really buckle down and get this shit done over the last few weeks, and yeah, I feel so good about it. And it really has just excited me more for Petal. I already knew I was going to listen to it and enjoy it potentially. I mean, we don't know. We haven't done it yet, but everything is pointing to the fact that I'll love it because clearly I have been enjoying going through her discography. So, anyways, it feels good. It feels good to be here. We're on release week. It's Monday, and we're listening to Eternal Sunshine. And in a few days, we'll be listening to Petals. So I'm excited. By the way, hello. Welcome to Passion Dump of an Autist. My name is Valerie. If you love Ariana Grande, you came to the channel at a pretty good time. We are going through the discography and we're doing Petal when that comes out in a few days. And then there's a few other things that we'll go back that we kind of missed just because we've kind of been speed running through the deep dive here. But yeah, if that all sounds good to you, make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below. I also do have a Patreon and I put up a lot of exclusive stuff there, especially for the Ariana Grande deep dive of it all. We're mostly just doing the main standard edition discography for YouTube, and then I'm saving all the like deluxe tracks and the live performances for every single era. We're doing a batch of live performances. For this one specifically, we're gonna do there's like 10 live performance for Eternal Sunshine that I saw that she has on her YouTube. And so we're just going to go through all 10 of those. Why not? I want to hear them all live, to be quite honest, because I do love this album. If that all sounds good to you, make sure to check the link in my description. All right, let's get into it. This is a revisit, by the way. The last 3 albums have been revisits before Petal, where the first 4 in her discography I had not listened to. And so, but I'm excited because I really love this one when it came out. I love the songwriting. I loved the storytelling. There's a few songs that I'm still just absolutely obsessed with, but there's a lot, like it's been a while since I've listened to it, and really I haven't put the lyrics up and really dove into it the way that I do like to. And so I am excited to experience it in that way with that intentionality. So let's not talk about it too much because I'm gonna yap as we get into the music. So will allow me to do that, but I don't think we need to talk too much before. Okay, here we go. This is Intro, End of the World. It really gets you into the vibe of it. I remember being like, wow, when I first heard this. Like, what is this?
How can I tell if I'm in the right relationship?
Right.
Aren't you really supposed to know that shit? Feel it in your bones and own that shit. I don't know.
Right.
Then I had this interaction I've been thinking about for like 5 weeks. Wonder if he's thinking about it too and smiling. Wonder if he knows that that's been what's inspired me. Wonder if he's judging me.
I love this little, like, it's just so honest and authentic, and I think that's what I mean, we'll go through it because I'm gonna revisit my opinion and what I feel about each of these songs kind of as we go through it, of course. But I don't know, there's something really, it feels really authentic and intimate the way that she's doing her songwriting here. And of course, I've said this from the beginning, I love the track ones. They really get us into the vibe and like what we're doing for the record. I think throughout the whole discography, I've really enjoyed her intro tracks. Yeah, really beautiful. And this one, same thing. I really like in particular. Just opening up with a question too is really interesting because it gets your mind kind of thinking. How can I tell if I'm in the right relationship? Aren't you really supposed to know that shit? And I feel like that kind of feeling like you're supposed to know everything and it's supposed to be this like romanticized thing that like you're so sure about and perfect. I do feel like that's kind of what we get from a lot of the way that like media portrays love. I don't know. I feel like love and relationships are a lot more nuanced and complicated than, your romantic comedy that you like to watch, but it's really easy to fall into that and be like, "Wait, but I don't feel like this is a fairy tale right now," or "I'm not sure." And I think the interesting thing to take from that is that it is okay to be unsure. It's okay to be unsure and to not know. It's also okay to listen to your gut. If you feel like you should be feeling a certain way and you're not, it's okay to also be like, maybe it isn't right. Like it's just interesting question that she brings up that I think feel it in your bones and own that shit. Right. She's like, I don't know if I feel that, but I feel something. We had this interaction I've been thinking about for like 5 weeks. Wonder if he's thinking about it too and smile. Like it feels different. And maybe she's had those kind of loves where it does feel so maybe like more passion, but also maybe more toxic, and when you've had a lot of those relationships and you go into a relationship that maybe doesn't have so much bigness to it, it can be confusing, actually. It's cool, it's interesting, it just gets your mind thinking, and I love that she's kind of giving us that.
Like I am right now, I don't care. I'd rather tell the truth than make it worse for you.
Yes.
If the sun refused to shine, baby, would I still be your lover? Would you want me there if the moon went dark tonight? And if it all ended tomorrow, would I be the one on your mind, your mind? And if it all ended tomorrow, would you be the one on mine?
Yes. It just feels like she just wants maybe something safe. It feels like she sounds confused about a love that does feel different and like wanting to know if that's okay, but also understanding that maybe it could be maybe different is good, you know? It feels like that to me. It is interesting also, I will say, revisiting this, knowing that she's not in this, well, either of the relationship, because it really feels like this album was talking about, some of her divorce and then getting into this new relationship with that I don't remember these men what their names are. I was gonna say I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. Like it is what it is. I have a bad memory and I don't remember everybody's names, and that's okay. But the theater guy, the music theater guy, yeah, that she was with, I think, for quite a while, and there was a lot of talk and controversy and all that we know about the media. But I think that's kind of what this album, it sounds like that's what we're doing, just from what I know about it. But yeah, it's interesting to be also on the other end, knowing that she's, I mean, maybe potentially back with Ricky, who I think you guys were saying was a lot of the dangerous woman. Like it's it's really, it's interesting, but we're gonna be, I like to kind of stay present with, the feeling, because that's what's really cool about music, right? Is that, we're it's being written for a particular time, a moment in time, what she was feeling in this moment. And so I guess I like to kind of stay present with that. And we'll just talk about the feelings that we are dealing with right now. But of course, if there's context, because we know a little bit more context, then that kind of does add to the experience as well. So we'll keep that in mind. Okay, I love it. I love intro. And then, okay, we're going into bye, right? I think this is the one that's like, boy, bye, something like that. I don't know. It's been a while since I've listened to it. Anyway, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Bye. Here we go.
Bye bye.
Right. I like that we're using some strings again.
This ain't the first time I've been hostage to these tears.
Oh, I forgot it
I
did
can't
this.
believe I'm finally moving through my fears. At least I know how hard we tried, both you and me. Didn't we?
Oh,
So
that's interesting. I don't think I've made the connection that we're asking that twice. I feel like sometimes in songs when something is repeated, I mean, sometimes it is just repeating because it sounds good, but then sometimes also you can, I don't know, it can give a little bit of context. It's over, it's over. This ain't the first time I've been hostage to these tears. Ooh, I like how that's interesting, the way to put it like that. I've been hostage to these tears. I can't believe I'm finally moving through my fears. Okay, so she this isn't her first rodeo. She knows how to deal with heartbreak. Yes, it's hard, but she's not going to let it this time kind of take over everything. She knows how to move through these things now. She's experienced. At least I know how hard we tried, both you and me. Didn't we? Like, it feels like she's questioning now. Like, at first she said, it's like when you're talking to yourself and like, but we both tried, so it's good. And we're like, and then you start like really reflecting. You're like, but wait, did we? Did we both really try? And you start penetrating into the actual reality of what happened, that the things maybe you didn't see when you were blinded by your love goggles. It just feels like it represents that for me, and I like that because you do that. I do that. I think a lot of people do that when it's all said and done and you have some space to breathe and really think about and reflect on the relationship. Then you start penetrating into things that maybe you were afraid to face when you were in that relationship, when you were still like really in love. So it's kind of cool.
grab my stuff, quietly just put up in the driveway. It's time. Bye bye, boy, bye, bye bye. It's over, yeah. Bye bye, I'm taking what's mine.
Yeah, there's this sense of like freedom with this song. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you can see it. And with those lyrics, and you can feel that, like that idea of like, okay, I know how to do this. This is one thing I know how to do. Let's do it. Let's get on. Let's move on to the next chapter of my life. Yes, like I love, even like sonically, it just has this like uplifting, it's a breath of fresh air. And I love that because sometimes that is how it feels, to at least in the initial stages of leaving. And then of course, like, grief takes on so many different forms and stages, and so this might be how you start off, you know, on the day that you're actually packing and leaving, because you know it's right, you know you're going to go into this new chapter and this freedom, but then it will hit you in different places, which is why we have, you know, other songs on the record that, you know, are penetrating different parts of this relationship and reflecting on different things. So, and it's so cool.
Bye bye, it's over, yeah. You know, I'm stronger than I think. Usually I join you on the floor, but this dance ain't for me.
Okay.
But just turn the music up, maybe some
This hook feels too hard to sing, but it's better than repeat, right? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like at this point she's like, okay, sure, I'll admit it is a bit bittersweet, but I don't want to talk about it right now. But I do know I don't want to repeat some of the mistakes I made in previous relationships of maybe staying too long or like whatever it is, whatever's in her mind at that time. But interesting. Okay, I love that. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those songs that must feel so empowering if you're going through something like this where you feel like you are moving on to a new chapter and you're feeling like that bittersweet feeling, but you know you're making the right decision. I can imagine this song just being so uplifting and empowering for that. I love it. Okay. Next one is Don't Want to Break Up Again. Okay. Here we go. I don't remember what this one sounds like. Oh, it's this one. Oh.
I fall asleep crying. You turn up the TV. You don't wanna hear me. One more sleepless night. Big day in the morning. So I take my time to self-soothe.
The way that just, like, she doesn't even give us time to process that. But I kind of like that because it's so matter of fact. But that's what makes it like chilling. It kind of gave me goosebumps. And I do remember listening to this the first time, and those lyrics just killed me. I fall asleep crying, you turn up the TV. Is like this person is already done. Even if it's her, the one that left, it doesn't even matter because clearly this other person was done already. Even if they weren't like physically, they hadn't physically left, emotionally this person had already left. If you're hearing the person you are married to cry in the other room and instead of checking in, you're just turning up the fucking TV, it's done. Like it's just done. Like it, oh my god. I have a lump in my throat for that. You don't want to hear me one more sleepless night. Big day in the morning, so I take my time to self-soothe. And that's the thing. She's been, and that's kind of what she was talking about in Bye. It's not her first rodeo, so she has had to learn to self-soothe and be there for herself and support herself. But that doesn't mean that if you're in a relationship with someone that they should be leaving you to constantly do that, you know, and have no interest in trying to see what's wrong, be some kind of support system for you. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
I'm too much for you, so I really gotta do nothing I don't wanna do.
Right. And that's the thing. Sometimes you are too much for people, and that's okay. Those people can go find less. That's what I've learned, because I'm a lot too. I'm a lot. But the thing for me, like, I'm a lot of different things. I'm a Scorpio. I like to go deep in my emotions, which means, you know, there's very high highs for me and a lot of joy and a lot of love. but I also go really deep into, I'm not afraid to confront my darker side and my shadows as well. And that is a lot. That's a lot for someone who isn't interested in doing that for themselves or the relationship. And so the thing that I really had to learn, because it made me so upset, being told that I was too much, was that that's none of my business, you know, because I am too much for some people and they should just leave and go find less. If that's what they want, that's great. I don't need to force someone to go deep with me if they don't want to do that. If they're scared, if they're not interested in that, that's great. Go, you know. But it took me like 30 years to learn that, and I would feel really bad about myself for a long time. And yeah, I don't feel that way anymore. I'm just happy here with my dogs. My dogs don't think I'm too much. But yeah, that used to really trigger me, especially, you know, being a woman and being told you're too much. Like, we're just constantly told to, by society, you know, to shut up and be smaller and to not have an opinion and things like that. And so it's damaging to be told that you're too much and that you're taking up too much space. And so I just allow those people now to do that. Like, you know, and I love that she's kind of, the way that she's talking about it feels healthy in her self-worth in this moment. I'm too much for you. So I really gotta go. The thing I don't want to do, like, I don't want to do this, but I'm too much for you. So I'm gonna, like, it doesn't feel like it's filled with like vitriol, though. It feels like it's full of acceptance. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
So I take my time to self-soothe. I'm too much for you, so I really gotta do the thing I don't wanna do. No, I don't. I don't wanna fuck with your head. It's breaking my heart to keep breaking yours again. This situation should have to end, but I just can't refuse. I don't wanna pick up again. Baby, I made it so easy.
So maybe they're at that point where they've like, yeah, they've done this kind of song and dance over multiple times, and you know, this is kind of the breaking point where it's like, no, it's clearly none of it is working. We're physically here together, but we're not mentally and emotionally together. So let's just go through with it, kind of thing. It feels like that.
Spent so much on therapy, blame my own codependency, but you didn't even try.
There we have
When you
it.
finally did, it was at the wrong time.
Okay.
Won't abandon me again for you, and
Yeah, it feels like that. I was feeling like that. Like she's feels like she's done all the work. Like she feels like she's done all the work. She's at peace with this relationship, and you know, she's accepting that she's done everything that she can do. She is, you know, she's able to say, and I think that's where in that song where she says we've done all we can do, or whatever it is, didn't we, that's where that she started reflecting on it, and then she's kind of diving deeper into that here. You didn't even try, but when you finally did, it was at the wrong time. Like she had already maybe emotionally moved on by that point, and it was too little too late. I won't abandon me again for you and I. Maybe she's been the one abandoning herself for this person in this relationship over and over again. And
for you, so I really gotta do the thing I don't wanna do. No, I don't. I don't wanna fuck with your head. It's breaking my heart to keep breaking yours again.
because they're probably just over and over again hurting each other with the back and forth, the push and gives us, we got a little intro to it on Bi of the dynamics, and then this one kind of just dives more into those dynamics of leaving and choosing yourself really over abandoning yourself again for another person. It's sad. It's sad. Like she even says, like, it's not something I necessarily want to do, but it's just we're hurting each other. I'm hurting you with her indecisiveness, because it does feel like maybe she's been feeling this for a while and like trying to drag it out, as you do, when you make a commitment, especially like marriage. Of course, this is Saturn Returns interlude. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Okay.
When we're all born, Saturn's somewhere. And the Saturn cycle takes around about 29 years. That's when we've got to wake up and smell the coffee, because if we've just been sort of relying on our cleverness or relying, just kind of floating along, Saturn comes along and hits you over the head, hits you over the head, hits you over the head and says, wake up!
Yeah.
It's time for you to get real about life and sort out who you really are.
It does. Right. It is interesting. It does feel like quite a canon event. And I've kind of talked about this in some of the earlier albums where, especially as a woman, although I'm sure I'm coming from a woman perspective, I feel like it kind of becomes I don't know, a coming of age. There's like a coming of age, like into yourself, where exactly what's being said here in this interlude, you kind of wake up, whether that's like some type of like spiritual awakening, or just getting to know yourself a little bit, or like quitting a job because you realize you have a different purpose. Like there's lots of different things that people go through. Usually it's like late 20s, 30s, 40s, something like that. Somewhere in there. Everybody's different. But you start kind of just realize, like, what am I doing? Exactly what she's saying. Like, what am I doing with my life? What is my purpose? What do I want to be known for? Why am I here? What do I want to be doing with my days? Who do I want to spend it with? And a lot of times it blows up your life because you end up, maybe realizing that you're friends with the wrong people, or you're dating the wrong person, or you're in the wrong job. And sometimes that can be really painful because you start, or you go through a divorce, and it's obviously that's painful. That's a painful transition in life. But a lot of times in hindsight, it ends up being the best thing that ever happened, because now you're more in alignment with kind of who you are down to a soul level. And I think that's kind of what we're talking about here, which is really beautiful. Okay. Eternal Sunshine. We're getting to the good stuff. Here we go. I mean, I love this whole record, to be honest, but okay, here we go. Eternal Sunshine. This is such a beautiful song.
I don't care what people say. We both know I couldn't change you.
Right.
I guess you could say the same. Can't rearrange truth. I've never seen someone lie like you do. So much even you start to think it's true. Ooh, get me out of this loop.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so now we play our separate scenes. Now she's in my bed.
I love
laying
that.
on your
String the
chest. Now
fucking
I'm in my
string.
head, wondering how it ends. I'll be the first to say I'm sorry. Now you got me feeling sorry.
Right.
I showed you all my demons, all my lies.
Right.
Let you play me like a Atari. Now it's like I'm looking in a mirror. Hope you feel alright when you're in her.
God.
I found a good boy and he's on my side. You're just my eternal sunshine, sunshine. So
Yeah, oh my God, some of these lyrics just got so deep. This part, I'll be the first to say, I'm sorry. Now you got me feeling sorry. I showed you all my demons, all my lies. Like, it's like she's someone who went into it knowing she's not perfect. And so she, you know, she is sorry for the things, you know, for her part in it. She's trying to take accountability, and she's coming to this person with an open heart and you know, let's fix this. And instead of this person doing the same and kind of laying out all their shit the way she's laying out all her demons, she said she, you know, she's working on the healing and looking at, she's laying out all those shadow aspects, and she's going to therapy, and she, you know, that's that trying that she was talking about in some of the earlier songs. And this person, it seems like now you got me feeling sorry. It feels like maybe that person, maybe they weren't wanting to be as emotionally open and vulnerable, and instead kind of used some of that vulnerability against her. It's an assumption I'm making, but it's kind of just the vibe I'm getting from what she's saying here. Now it's like I'm looking in the mirror. Hope you feel all right when you're in here. Okay. I found a good boy and he's on my side. And this is kind of from that intro where she's feeling like she found this safety after not feeling, after abandoning herself over and over again and not feeling safe in a relationship. So I try to wipe my mind just so I feel less insane, rather feel painless. I'd rather forget than know for sure what we could have fought through behind this door. Oh, I think I'm going forward. Whoops. I was like really into what we were saying though. Yeah. It's an interesting question. I love the whole concept, right? Of, and that movie is amazing. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is such a cool movie for that, for bringing up that question. Like, it feels, because it, in the moment when you're in so much pain, it feels so much easier to, can I just erase this? But then really at the end of the day, your memories and your experiences, they make you who you are. And if you forget all that, like for me anyway, this is how I feel about it, because I've certainly felt like, fuck, like there are certain people that I still to this day wish I could forget, if I'm being completely honest with myself, because it's painful. But those experiences that I went through also, they taught me things, like really important things for me to move forward. And you know, any future relationships that I'm in, I need to remember those things. I need to remember those lessons that I was taught. I mean, you know what, if there was a certain way to like forget a person but still remember all the experiences and lessons that I learned, maybe I'd go through with it. Because that's the trade-off, right? I just would never want to forget those lessons, because I would never want to loop again into that. Because if you forget, that's the thing. And if you look back at your experiences in life, especially if you've been in multiple relationships, you can probably find, if you really dig, you can probably find patterns and things that you're looping in. And if you just forget every person because it's painful, you will continue that loop, but like worse than remembering. Because at least most of us, at least if you do a little bit of self-reflection, a little bit of journaling, you know, after your breakups, you might loop a bit, but like the next relationship, you'll be attuned to like something that you learned from that last one. And it's like, you'll never do that again. But then you might kind of loop in some other way. And that's life, right? We're just looping all over the time. That's how we learn our lessons. And sometimes it takes, in my case, 30 plus years to learn what I want in a relationship. Some people take less time. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's an interesting question. The whole eternal sunshine question. It's a very interesting question to pose to yourself.
Oh, I try to wipe my mind just so I feel less insane. Rather feel painless, I'd rather forget the no for sure. What we could have fought through behind this door.
Right. Okay, so she's...
So I close it and move.
Right.
Yeah. So
There's
now we
like,
play.
even though she's like super confident in some of these earlier songs, she is trusting herself and her intuition that she's doing the right thing by moving on. But you're always gonna have that little doubt that creeps in. Like, I'll never know if we just fought a little bit harder. Sometimes that doubt can creep in, but like I said, in some of those early songs, she was just so confident, and I feel like she was right to trust her judgment. You have to. That's all you have. All you have is yourself and your own intuition. So, but of course you'll have outside forces. You'll have other people, the media, like the public opinion that was just, really loud, especially when it came to Ariana Grande and this whole situation. Of course you're going to start doubting yourself, but it feels like she went with her gut. And I think that's important because, yeah, everyone's going to have a fucking opinion, but at the end of the day, all you have is yourself and how you feel about things. And it's really obvious to me that she did feel like this is the right thing to do. She felt like she was at peace and she was accepting that she did everything in her power to keep this alive while not still abandoning herself over and over again. So it's just about coming back to that, even through all the criticism and bullshit,
Separate scenes. Now he's in your bed. I'm laying on my chest. Now I'm in my head. I'm wondering how it ends.
Right.
I've been the first to say I'm sorry. Now you got me feeling sorry. I showed you all my demons all my life. Let you play me like a Atari. Now it's like I'm looking in a mirror. Hope you feel alright when you're in her. I found a good boy and he's on my side. You're just my eternal sunshine. Won't break, can't shake this faith. Rewrite, deep breaths, tight chest,
Right.
life, death, rewind. Won't break, can't shake.
It's just working through the consequences now, right? It's like she was very sure when she was doing it, but now we're sitting here and we're with someone else and we're thinking about them being with someone else. And it's like, okay, we're having some feelings. We got to breathe through it now. And that's kind of what it feels like she's taking us through that process. And this song is really beautiful.
Breath tight, just life. I'll be the first to say I'm sorry. Now you got me feeling sorry. I showed you all my demons all my lies. Let you play me like Atari. Now it's like I'm looking in a mirror. Hope you feel alright when you're in her. I found a good boy and he's on my side. You're just my eternal sunshine. Shake this faith, rewrite, deep breaths, tight, just life, death.
It's like that,
Rewind, won't break,
that little bit of panic that you have when the feelings come back and you weren't necessarily expecting it. It's really beautiful. I love the vocal delivery on this. It's very soft, breathy, sweet, vulnerable, which is kind of what the song is. I can just picture it. I can picture her in bed with her person beside her, and all of a sudden these feelings coming up that you're not expecting because you are happy. You're happy in this relationship that feels easier, that feels safer, and you're like, why the fuck is this coming up now? Maybe you saw a picture of your ex, with someone else, and that kind of just brings something up. And I just picture just kind of breathing through that. Beautiful, really beautiful song. I love that. Okay. I think Supernatural was one of my favorites when I was listening to this. I can't even remember what it sounds like. If I'm being honest, I don't remember. I just remember loving this song. I know as soon as we push play, and especially when I hear the chorus, I know I'm gonna remember. But for some reason, I cannot remember how this sounds. So I just remember loving it. Here we go, Supernatural. Okay, yes. Oh my god, yes! I love it. It's so pretty. The melody on this it's so sticky for me.
Don't want nobody else around me.
I love
Just
it.
need you right here.
Right,
You're like the only thing that I see.
right.
It's crystal clear, and I want you to come claim it. I do.
So
What are
pretty
you
how she sings
waiting
that.
for?
Yeah.
Yeah, want you to name it. I do. Want you to make it yours. It's like supernatural. Stars possess me.
Yes. Oh my god, I love it.
It's like supernatural. It's taking over me. Don't wanna fight the fall. It's like supernatural. It's like supernatural.
I love the idea. I love the idea of feeling like this outside source is like affecting, it feels so I love when love is talked about in that way, because it's like it is such an interesting feeling where you feel like you don't have control of yourself, even though you do. We all do, right? But there's like that thing about love that sometimes it really does feel like it pulls you in and you have no control over it. And it's interesting because you can really feel like when you go, especially because we've gone through the discography in like a speed run style, right, over the last few weeks here. There was a lot of like more avoidant type tendencies in the kind of earlier stuff, especially during Positions. You really felt her, like that was that whole journey, was kind of learning to surrender into love. And I feel like this time around, you can tell that she has changed a bit and she has done some healing, and she's kind of allowing herself to be pulled into it, and she's a bit more fearless when it comes to love here. I'm really interested where we're at for Petal. I'm really excited to hear her perspective now, like after all of this too, and how, yeah, the dynamics through that. I'm super interested because it is kind of cool to see that progression. For better or worse, we don't know, but she's taking us on that journey. And yeah, it's really interesting. I do love that idea of a pull, because sometimes it feels supernatural, sometimes it feels otherworldly, outside of yourself, like you can't do anything, you just have to either fight it and be miserable or surrender to it. That's how it feels sometimes, which is beautiful, but it is scary. But yeah, I love this song for that.
Body, like the moon needs a star.
Right.
Nothing else felt this way inside me. But let's go too far. I want you to come claim it. I do. What are you waiting for? Yeah, want you to name it. I do.
Yeah.
Want you to make it yours. It's like supernatural. Stars possessing me, but I don't mind at all. It's like supernatural. It's taking over me. Don't wanna fight the fall.
I really like those lyrics too. I want you, what is it? What are you waiting for? I want you to name it. I want you to make it yours, because I think she's feeling so pulled into it. I think it would be so assuring for her if this person just like kind of really took control and like was like, yeah, no, like I want this too, like really stepped up in that way, because I think she was feeling like this song, in feeling almost helpless in a way to this force, this love force of this other person, this, or soul connection or something like that, this otherworldly force, but it would be really assuring if this person kind of like really steps up and shows their cards and shows that they're caught in this force as well. She really wants this person to also express their desire and need and want for this as well, because it does feel very vulnerable to be swept up in all of this. Beautiful. Yeah, I love that one. I still love that one. It's so good. I haven't listened to that in so long. It's so funny. I couldn't sing it, but now I'm gonna be singing it all day. It's just one of those songs for me. Okay, next one is True Story. I don't remember this one, to be honest, so I'm excited. Yeah, I don't remember this one. Here we go, True Story.
This is a true story about all the lies you fantasize about you and
now
I.
I'm remembering
This is a true story about all the games I know you play. No, this is not what I need. Not what I want.
I love that.
Ain't gonna happen to me. Give me love, love, give me love, 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 give me love, give me love, 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 love. I'll play the villain if you need me to.
Ooh, I like this.
I know how this goes, yeah. I'll be the one you pay to see. Play the scene, roll the cameras, please. Turning like a dime, wasting all the time. Sneaking like a creep in the night. But I'll play whatever part you need me to.
This feels like talking to the public. I don't know if I'm right about that, but I'm just getting that vibe. Looking at, I mean, especially going through, I mean, she went through a massive criticism during this time, during that whole thing with, God, what's it? Ethan? I think it might be Ethan. And I think, and the thing with that is, we really just don't know anything at all. And that's what I try to remember when it comes, like, I don't get too caught up. That's why I don't really like to get caught up in a lot of celebrity stuff, because we really don't know these people for good or bad, you know? And, but I also just can't imagine what it would be like to have that much, whether you think she deserves it or not. I just can't imagine what that would feel like and how damaging that would be for your own perception of self, your own identity, and how strong you have to be in order to keep that sense of self. It's hard enough without being a celebrity, in my opinion, to, you know, keep a really strong sense of your own identity. And because we're always going to get criticism, people are going to not like you, people are going to say things about you, they're going to misunderstand you, they're going to misinterpret you, they're going to think this about you. And it's really important that you know who you are so you don't let that affect your own perception of yourself. And so it's just obviously just magnetized by literally millions for celebrities. And so this just feels like her trying to navigate through that situation. Like, sure, maybe I'll just play the villain. Maybe I'll just, like, I'll just be who you want me to be. Like, I'm done trying to stand up for myself and care and like try to make everyone like me anymore. Maybe I'll just own, if you want to see me that way, maybe I'll just be that way. Like, it just, I don't know. It feels like that to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is talking about a specific person, but that's the read I'm getting, I guess. Let me know what you guys think about that, because that's kind of what I'm getting from this. And then when does Yes and comes to after that, but it's The Boy Is Mine is sandwiched in, which kind of feels like her playing that villain a little bit, like leaning into it, kind of what she's talking about here. So I don't know. In my narrative, in my head, what this album is doing, it feels like it starts with True Story, then we lean into it, and then we say, fuck off. Yes, and, like, you know, it kind of feels like that 3-track run is doing that. But let me know your thoughts on that, because maybe I'm way off. That's the read I'm getting here.
This is a true story about how
I love that heavy bass. You know I'm gonna comment on that. I love it. Ooh.
I know you play. No, this is not what I need.
It's so clean. That belt, the no, this is not what I need. I want to hear it again. It's so clean and beautiful.
I know you play. No, this is not what I need. Not what I want. Ain't gonna happen to me. Give me love, give me love, give me love, give me love, 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 love. I'll play the bad girl if you need me to.
Right?
If it makes you feel better.
That's it.
I'll be the one you love to hate. Can't relate. Too much on my plate.
I can't deal with this. Like, if that's how you want to see
got too
me,
much time.
you can see me that way. I don't have time to deal with it.
But I'll play whatever part you need me to, and I'll be good in it too.
Right.
This is a true story about all the lies you fantasize about you and I. This is a true story about all the games I know you play. I know this is not what I need.
Yes.
Not what I want. That gonna happen to me. Give me love, not what I want. And not what I need. That gonna happen to me.
Oh my God, those vocals.
Give me love, give me love, give me love.
Yeah, especially with the like gimme love, gimme love. It just feels like her relationship to fame and the fans and public perception. That's what it feels like to me. But you can also like take it very literally, which I love when art and songs are written in that way, where you could kind of take that for your own life too, and be like, you know, the way that, you know, when you have in relationship with people, and you know, there's different versions of yourself. There's like the you, the actual you, how you perceive yourself, how you are, how you actually are, your soul. And then there's like a version of you that everyone in your life, how they perceive you. So like your best friend might perceive you and see you so much differently than your enemy or your boyfriend or your mom, or, you know, and it's like there's all these different perceptions of yourself. And again, that's why it's so interesting in the like fame lens too, because it magnifies that idea so much. I just can't imagine. Can you imagine? I can't imagine. I have a hard enough time getting a mean comment on YouTube. And I don't even get them a ton. Mostly it's just people being like, you talk too much. And then I go, okay, go away then. Like, I talk too much on my own goddamn channel. Like, you don't have to be here, you know? But that gets me upset sometimes, depending on what my emotional state at the time when I'm reading it is. Sometimes I just laugh and think it's funny. But I guess what I'm saying is I just can't imagine. I'm a sensitive girl myself. I just can't imagine with the things that people are emboldened to say about someone they really don't know and like don't know anything about the situation. Like really, they make up stories of what they think happened. And maybe it's true. Who knows? But that's the thing, we don't know. We don't actually know. Which is why for me, I'm just like, do I like their music? Okay, great. Next one is, yeah, The Boy Is Mine. Okay, this one's fun. This one has a kind of a fun music video too. I can't wait to see I think there's a live performance of this in our little playlist that we're gonna do, so I'm excited about that.
How can it be you and me? Might be meant to be, can't unsee it, but I don't wanna cross no scene. I'm usually so unproblematic, so independent. Tell me why? Cause the boy is mine. Something about him is made for somebody.
She just sees something
like me.
that she
Baby,
has to have.
God knows I'm trying, but there's just no use in denying. That boy is mine. I can't wait to try him.
The production is so cool on this one. I like
The
it.
stars, they aligned. The boy is mine.
Again,
Watch
with
me take my time.
I do like, and obviously we see more of this in the Brighter Days. A lot of like that supernatural, right? That pull, that ascension, that, you know, there's a lot of that imagery. But I do like I like how a lot of the songs are kind of intertwined with that. The stars, they align, like that whole idea. Again, going back to supernatural, like that, just that outside force that feels like it's outside of you, that you can't control. I really enjoy that theme that we deal with in this album, including the Brighter Days ahead.
I can't believe my mind. The boy is divine. Please know this ain't what
I really like the production on
Probably
this.
wouldn't bet a dime on my life. There's gotta be a reason why my girls, they always come through in the sticky situation. Say it's fine. Happens all the time. Something about him is made for somebody like me. Baby, come over, come over. God knows I'm trying, but there's just no use in denying.
She's trying, but she can't. It's supernatural.
I can't wait to try him. Let this get intertwined. The stars, they aligned. The boy is mine. Watch me take my time. I can't believe my mind. The boy is divine. And I know it's simply meant to be. And I take full accountability for all these years. Promise you I'm not usually like this shit is like news to me. But I can't ignore my heart.
It's so interesting where it's that delay there. It's so cool.
The stars, they aligned. The boy is mine. Watch me take my time. I can't
And again, we get to be like,
the boy is
we get to play the villain a bit here.
mine.
I love it. Yeah, it kind of does work perfect in between that last one and then, at least with my theory, how I'm kind of seeing things. And then Yes and is definitely talking to the public, media, etc. Okay, this is an interesting video too. I liked it. Okay, here we go. Yes and. It's such a different song from like the rest of the album, but it's fun. I like it. And it's perfect theming with kind of what we've been talking about, right? And we needed this little moment, this little dancing moment. I love it. so
And
tired.
healing from somebody
Absolutely.
or something we don't see just right.
Exactly.
Boy, come on, put your lipstick on.
Absolutely.
And walk this way through the fog.
I love it.
You'll find yourself in a dark situation. Just turn on your light and be like,
Exactly.
yes. And say that shit with your chest.
Always.
And be your own fucking best.
You have to be. This is what I'm saying.
Say that shit with your
At the end
chest.
of the day, that's all you have.
Yes, and I'm so done with caring what you think. No, I won't hide
Right.
underneath your own projection.
Right.
I'll change my most authentic.
I know who I am. You can't tell me who
Boy,
I
come
am.
on, put your
Right.
lipstick on.
That's powerful.
Come on and walk this way through the fog. And if you find yourself in a dark situation,
I mean, this
just
is
turn on
like,
your
it's so light and it's such a breath of fresh air. I love it.
yes. And say that shit with your chest. And be your own fucking best.
Always.
Say that shit with your chest. Keep moving with
You have to keep moving.
yes.
Okay, you gotta keep it moving. You have
My
to.
tongue is sacred, I speak upon what I like.
Right.
Protected, sexy, discerning with my tongue, my tongue.
Exactly.
Your energy is yours, and mine is mine.
Exactly.
It's mine. My face is saying, I don't need no disguise.
Right.
Don't comment on my body to
Right.
reply.
Big on that.
Your business is yours, and mine is mine. Why do you care so much? Who's that right?
Why? Why do
Why?
you care? Right.
Say that shit with your chest. Be your own fucking best. Say that shit with your chest. Keep moving with your steps.
Oh my god, yes.
Say that shit with your chest. Be your own fucking best. Say that shit with your chest. Keep moving with your steps. Yes, and yeah.
I mean, and that's what she's had to do to kind of get through. I mean, even from No Tears Left to Cry, like not a similar, but kind of similar theme, right? Where it's like you have to just keep moving. But this is years later, have gone through all of that, come out of that, and been through so many different heartbreaks and experiences and darkness. And so this song is like really just showing that what she's had to do to build herself up, to remember who she is and stick to that through. People only have power over you if you allow them. I mean, I'm just talking about more like energetic power. Obviously, there are very real people with power, and like, don't get me started on like the fuckers in this world that literally do have power and oppress people. That's not what we're talking about. But like, energetically, people only have power over you if you allow them to, and it's a really important mindset to learn. I love it. Unfortunately, she's had to learn to do that for herself. And I say unfortunately because obviously I would never wish the things that she's gone through on anybody, right? It is beautiful the way that she's been able to rise from the darkness into the light and come into herself through all that. I just like to always make that clear, right? Because I don't ever want to sound like the person that's like, I think sometimes with the toxic positivity, like I guess I never want to feel like that, like I'm coming off like, but they made you and I do say that, like a lot of these things make you who you are, and I do say that, but I need you to understand I'm not saying that in a toxic positive way, because I think also there's so many shitty things going on in this world that like don't have to be happening, that people don't need to be, that should be a collective action to burn some of those systems and beliefs down. And so there has to be a healthy balance, I guess, is what I'm saying, with like individual accountability and rising above. But I just get scared because I hate how strong the individualism can be in this society, where it's like, just pull yourself from your bootstraps even though there's people on your fucking neck, you know. Sorry, not to get too, like I said, I'm a nuanced girly, okay, and I like to be nuanced which is why I yap so much, because I do like to come at things through a nuanced lens. But it means we gotta talk a lot about different things. But that's what I mean when I say that, because that's important to me. I'm glad that she's feeling better after all this, but I hate that people sometimes have to go through certain things, right? That's what I mean at the end of the day. Okay, next one is We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love. I'm still obsessed with this song. I haven't heard it in a while, but this might be one of my favorite pop songs of all time. Like, I'm not just talking about Ariana Grande, I'm across the board. This might be one of my favorite pop songs. This one also personally affects me. I have a personal situation that I connect to with this. There's a person in my life that I wish I could be friends with, because they're probably one of the best souls I've ever met in my entire life. And I just can't be friends with them. I can't. It's impossible. We can't be friends. I'm not going to say the next part. Yeah, that's all we're saying on that situation. Oh, well, I'll probably yap about it for 4 hours. Who knows? Let's just go into the song. But yeah, I'm very personally connected to the subject matter here. And it's such a good song. Here we go. I can't wait. I haven't heard it in a while. Certainly not in good headphones, so. Oh my god.
I didn't think you'd understand me.
Yeah.
How could you ever even try?
Right. Ooh, the atmosphere and the production is so
but I
interesting.
don't wanna hide, but I don't wanna feed this monstrous fire.
Right.
Just wanna let this story die.
Right.
And I'll be alright. We can't
Like,
be
the way it comes
friends.
in, it's
I
just
don't
so
like to
good.
just pretend. You cling to your
Right.
papers and pens. Wait until you like me
That's
again.
so painful.
Wait for your love, my love. I'll wait for your love.
It's so painful. I can't.
Me and my truth, we sit in silence.
Yeah, we do.
Baby girl, it's just me and you.
You're all you have. You're all you have. How many fucking times have I said this? In this reaction. And then obviously we have I'm staring at the album cover, which is, yeah, her head is on her own shoulder. Exactly. Like I said, like, hopefully I think, most people do have like some sort of outside support, of course. So I'm not like discounting that. Of course, like beautiful friends and family, if you've got that, that's beautiful. That's, you're fortunate that you have that, to be honest, because not everybody has that, but a lot of people do. But really, when it comes down to, making choices in your life and just your whole life in general, when it really comes down to it, you really are all that you have. I like that theme of this, but she's really unfortunately had to go through it to kind of learn this self-soothing and this support. But fuck, that line though is one of my favorite lines, again, of all time. Me and my truth, we sit in silence. That's the thing, right? At the end of the day, when you're, laying in bed alone, maybe you're not alone in bed, but either way, maybe someone's beside you, but they're sleeping. but you're alone in your own thoughts, you know? And you really are forced to sit there with yourself. That's when you do the most inner work, though, really, honestly, and the most growth, in my opinion. It's also when the anxiety, if you've got anxiety, it's also when the anxiety really comes in, because you are forced, you're not escaping, you're not distracting, you're forced to kind of sit there, which can be obviously very unpleasant if you do suffer from anxiety. That's something that I've suffered from in my life. It's something that I have learned to deal with and kind of regulate my nervous system through meditation and things like that. I don't think it'll ever go away, but it's definitely easier for me to work with and deal with since doing that practice. But it was a hard road to get where I am, if I'm being completely honest with you. Because sitting with your thought, meditation, right, is that is what meditation is sitting with your thoughts. And sometimes that can be scary, especially if you've got a lot of anxiety. But learning to accept and just observe and not judge your thoughts, one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Still practicing. It's called a practice for a reason. Still learning, still working through that. But yeah, it's been really helpful for me. No, I went off on a track about meditation. I honestly, I recommend it. May not work for everybody, and your meditation might look different. It might be, I don't know, doing a puzzle, while you listen to classical music. Maybe that's your form of meditation. I don't think I'm kind of open I don't think everybody has to do or use this exact same tools that work for everyone, but some sort of sitting with yourself, I think is useful, if you're ready for it. But if you're not, it's okay. Let's keep going. Sorry, this song, I'm obsessed with it. I could talk all day about why this song is amazing. Okay.
Cause I don't wanna argue, but I don't wanna bite.
Right.
My tongue, yeah, I think I'd rather
Right.
die.
That's why you can't.
You got me misunderstood,
friends.
but at
Sorry.
least I
Because
love
I won't bite my
this
tongue,
good.
ever.
We can't
I will always
be
speak my
friends,
truth.
but I'd like to just
And my truth makes people uncomfortable
You
sometimes.
cling to your papers and pens. Wait until you like me again. Wait for your love. I'll wait for your love.
Oh my god. And just how it sounds is
I'll wait
so
for your love.
beautiful, but tragic.
I'll wait for your love. Know that you made me.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
I don't like how you paint me, yet I'm still here hanging. Know what you made me. It's something like a daydream, but it feels so seen in the night. Something now, it's only me.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that's all I need.
Yep.
We can't
At the end of the day,
be
it is.
friends, but I'd like to just
Would it be nice?
pretend
It'd be nice to have love.
you cling to your papers
Oh my
and
god,
pens.
the
Wait
vocal
until you
layering.
like me
It's so
again.
beautiful.
Wait for your love.
Yes, and the way that comes in,
Wait for your love.
it's so satisfying.
I'll wait for your love. I'll wait for your love.
I'm not waiting for any love. I'm not letting this song make me delusional. I'm not waiting for any love. That's what I'm telling myself. If I'm being honest. Oh my god, it's so glorious. Yeah, that song makes me want to be a little bit delusional for like a second while we're listening to it, but then I gotta remind myself, like, I'm not waiting for anybody's love. I'm here. I'm happy with myself. But if I am being honest, I don't like to lie to myself. I'm perfectly fine, and I can give myself everything I need, because I think that's important to remind ourselves when we're feeling a certain way. If we feel lonely, or like, where's my person? Of course, I'm fucking human. Of course I have time where I'm like, yeah, where is that person? Like, I've got so much love to give. I would love to outsource that to another person. But also, I do realize that in this time of my life, it is really vital for me to learn to channel that love that I do have into myself. And so we're doing that. But also, listening to the song is like, it does make me go into a delusional space. Oh God, I love this song so much, but it really I really feel personally connected to this. Okay. Let's move on. Next one is I Wish I Hated You. This is actually pretty long reaction for how short this album is. I'm not going to apologize for talking so much, but yeah. Yikes, I've talked so much, but I just love the subject matter. It's just so beautiful, and the lyrics, the songwriting it's just another level for her. It's beautiful. Here we go. I Wish I Hated You. Oh, this one is I remember this one. Oh yeah. It's so beautiful.
Hung all my clothes in the closet you made.
Right.
Your shoes still in boxes, I send them your way.
it's giving me
Hoping life brings you no
chills.
new pain.
Yeah.
I rearrange my memories. I try to rewrite our life, but no matter how I try to.
Vocals are so
And no
beautiful.
matter how I want to, and no matter how easy things could be if I did, and no matter how guilty I still feel
Right.
saying it. I wish I hated you.
Of course. It'd be so
I
much
wish that
easier.
weren't true.
That's the thing. Those relationships, the ones where you're like, it just didn't work out, but he's a good guy, or in your head, like, you can't be like, that asshole, I hate this person. That's easier, right? In some ways. Obviously, those are extremely painful too. So let me not, minimize that experience. But yeah, there's something that feels easier to move on though when you're just like, oh, thank God, this person was such an asshole and I hate them. But when you're just like, no, like, I just still kind of have love for this person, even though like it is right that we're not together, and it makes sense and I understand it all, but how do I move on? I just wish I hated this person. Totally. Those ones, our hearts get over. Some of us are still moving on.
Wish there was worse to you. I wish you were worse to me.
Right.
Yeah, I wish I hated you. Our shadows dance in a parallel plane.
Beautiful.
Just two different endings you learn to
Right.
repair, and I learned to keep me in one place.
Yeah.
So close and yet so far, only we had on from the start. But no matter how I try to.
Again, this one is very atmospheric. I love that about it.
I want to.
The vocal production on this is
And no
immaculate.
matter how easy things could be if I did, and no matter how guilty I still feel saying it. I wish I hated you.
Oh, the way she cracks on
I wish that weren't true.
Oh, that's painful.
Wish there was worse to you.
Yeah.
I wish you were worse to me.
Right.
Yeah, I wish I hated you.
Like, there's still love and respect there. makes it really hard to move on from. I totally understand that sentiment. Oh, Imperfect for You. This one. Okay. I remember loving this one. Okay, let's just go into it. Imperfect for You. Right. Just even sonically, too.
My
It sounds so
boy,
different.
come take my hand. Throw your guitar and your clothes in the backseat. My love, they don't understand, but I'll hold your hurt in the box here beside me.
That's so sweet.
How could we know we'd rearrange all the cosmos?
Again, with the supernatural
We
type.
crashed and we burned. Now I just can't go where you don't go. And usually I'm fucked up, anxious, too much, but I love you like you need me to. Imperfect for you, messy, completely deep.
This, like, for her to feel accepted by this person where she usually feels so, like she said, all the things that she said. Fucked up, anxious, too much, messy, completely distressed. To just feel like this broken person, but in this person's presence, she feels accepted. Like it's okay. She can just be who she is, and she doesn't feel like she has to do anything. She can just be. Is beautiful and makes me tear up every single time I hear it. Especially, like, I already went on a rant about how sometimes I feel like I'm too much for some people too, and I understand why. Again, it's I'm a true Scorpio in that way. I am too much, but it would be nice to find someone who loves that about me, you know? And so this song makes me feel like I could be accepted. I mean, it starts with acceptance of yourself, right? And that's what we're working on here. That's the stage I'm in, right? And I've done a lot of work on that. But we're still in the loving and accepting ourselves. Because no one can really love you and accept you. Not really, unless you feel that way about yourself. Like, it just usually happens like that in life. You kind of have to do that work for yourself. It just makes me think of the song at the end of POV, right? She was still in a place there at that point where she was feeling like, you know, this person loved her more than she loved herself. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what all the issues were, but her learning to accept and love herself, I think, will set her up so much more for whatever future relationships she has. It's a beautiful song. Oh my god, I love it.
Stressed, but I'm not like that since I met you. Imperfect for you. Let's go tonight, 'cause there's just a few seconds left till tomorrow. We have all that we need. Let's leave our baggage and wine at the table. How could we know that this was a happy disaster?
It just happens, right?
I'm glad we crashed and burned. I'll never forget when you told me. You said usually I'm fucked up, anxious, too much, but I love you like you need me to. Imperfect for you, messy.
So these are like two people that feel seen by each
Stressed, but
other.
I'm not like that since I met you. How could we know we'd make
vocals
the
are
bad
so
stuff
pretty on
delightful?
Right.
I'm glad we crashed and burned.
Right.
I know we'll be there for each
I think all that public
other
scrutiny,
when
maybe we're talking about
we're
here.
feeling fucked up, anxious, too much, but I love you like you
gorgeous. Yeah, I love that. And how it starts, it's so interesting. Like I said, it sounds like a completely different sound. And even the way she sings that first verse, it's like a little bit lower and it's gorgeous. I love it. I love that she kind of does different things. And like I said, it just gets me more excited for Petal. I'm so excited. Okay, this is the final track. This is Ordinary Things featuring Nona. Rest in peace. Here we go. Ooh. Okay.
We could go pop all the champagne in California.
Oh, yeah,
We could have omakase in Tokyo if you wanna. Hypothetically, we could do anything that we like.
Exactly.
We could hit up all the slopes in matching snowsuits. We could hang out at the Louvre all night if you want to. We could spend every dime, but I don't want anything but more time
with you.
No matter what we do, there's never gonna be an ordinary thing. No ordinary things for you. It's funny, but it's true. There's never gonna be an ordinary thing.
We could literally just be sitting watching Netflix and it's never going to be an ordinary thing because it's supernatural with you. Yeah, that's really beautiful. I love that.
As long as I'm with you. You hit just like the first sip of wine after a long day. You hit like my biggest fan when I hear what the critiques say. You hit just like a green light when I'm stuck running real late. I don't need no time, it's just your time. No matter what we do, there's never gonna be an ordinary thing. No ordinary things for you. It's funny, but it's true. There's never gonna be an ordinary thing. As long as I'm with you.
It's so sweet. I love what we're talking about here.
Ordinary things for you. Ordinary things as long as I'm with you.
And when he'd come home and I'd see him and it just gets off that train, it was like God Almighty arrived. It was like seeing daylight. I mean, I could have packed up and left a million times. You know, it's not that we never fought. You
Right.
can overcome that.
Right.
You know, it's very easy. And that's, I told her, never go to bed without kissing goodnight.
Right.
It's the worst thing to do. Don't ever, ever do that. And if you can't, and if you don't feel comfortable doing it,
Right.
you're in the wrong place. Get out.
Yep. That's beautiful. I love this album. This is definitely one of the top for me. Although I was really surprised the positions up there too for me. I don't know what I would say my top. I'll have to you gotta give me a little bit of time, right, to digest all this stuff now that we literally did a speed run, or it feels like that, of all these albums. I'm not ranking. This is not my ranking. Maybe I will do a ranking though at some point. Like I said, you gotta give me time to process. But my top without this being a ranking is definitely Eternal Sunshine, Positions, and Dangerous Woman. But I feel like now I'm getting confused because also Thank You Next really holds a special place in my heart as well. I've loved this journey, this experience, and we get to add one more. It's so exciting. Are you guys excited about Petal? If you can't tell, I'm very, very excited. Okay. Yeah. And so I'm interested to see my thoughts and to, how Petal will kind of rank. Okay. Yeah. I'm obsessed with that record. It's so good. Top tracks for me, although I do enjoy the entire record, I will say, top tracks I think are, for me, by Eternal Sunshine, Supernatural, We Can't Be Friends, Imperfect for You. But I love all the tracks in between too, for all the reasons I freaking yapped for almost 2 hours about. Oh my god, let me know. Let me know your favorites. And yeah, I can't wait for Petal. What are you most excited about for Petal? But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you this weekend if you're watching this in real time. If not, you can just play the Petal video, I guess. I will see you for the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day and week. I will see you for the next one. Bye.